Hello, everybody. This is Revelation. It's April 18th, 2020, 10:42 p.m. on a Saturday. I'm here today to talk about the origins of the coronavirus. I'm going to let y'all know this is just a theory. I'm just following the breadcrumbs with other investigations, with other investigators. Uh, I got a little bit of proof here and there, but I'm just following the breadcrumbs and trying to give you a heads up on the research that I done because nobody don't know what it is. Everybody playing stupid. When I'm talking about everybody, I'm talking about the governments, and they're leaving parts out. So y'all won't have no nervous breakdown or be all scared or anything. So I'm gonna start off with the origins of the coronavirus. Okay. Uh, with the trail that I've been following, listening to all these different countries, everybody's saying the origins, where it all started, is from a horseshoe bat. They said it started in Wuhan in China, where they were cutting up exotic animals, and somebody got infected, and that's how it all started. And I just want to tell y'all that's a lie. It didn't start like that. They've been having people been eating different type of animals for millions of years. It didn't start like that. It's a lie. I'm here to tell you the truth. You don't have to listen. You can cut me off. Do whatever you want to do. You can listen. It may save your life. Cut it off and don't listen at all. But I'm about to tell you how it all started. I'm going to go way back. I'm about to go back. Y'all, when you look at the horseshoe bat, look at the wings of the horseshoe bat. It's prehistoric. Bats ran when the dinosaurs was here. They were around, that's the original form, when the dinosaurs roamed the earth. Okay? They talk about it, I told you on a previous segment that I did, they talk about it in the Bible when God told Noah to make an ark because he's about to destroy this world. Because he want to get rid of some creatures on this planet. Okay? They talk about it in the Sumerian text when the Anunnaki came to Earth and they saw it was dinosaurs all around and they knew they couldn't do what they needed to do to survive. So they had to take them out. Okay? Uh, when God, who I call Anunnaki, when I say Anunnaki, they was aliens because they talk about them in the Bible, they talk about them in the Muslim text, they talk about them in every religion. They just call them something different. I call them aliens. Okay? When they came, first they used nanotechs. Okay? But y'all call them viruses. A virus is they don't know if it's alive or if it's dead. Something program it. All the viruses on the planet, most of them, objective is to kill. Okay? Uh, this coronavirus, they're saying, oh, it's a new virus. We never saw it before. It was always here. It's an ancient weapon. Okay, they use this coronavirus. They call it the corona family to take out the dinosaurs. Okay, and it killed most of them. It kills about 80 to 90% of them, but the few that was left died in a great flood. But I'm gonna try to stick to the strip. With the bat, it was bigger bats. It took them out, but the little bats survived. They were able to fly away and hide in caves when the Anunnaki was spraying the earth with these nanotechs to kill off these dinosaurs because they was in the way, because they was at the top of the food chain and they was disrupting their operation. Okay, they took them out, but the ones that survived got exposed to these viruses. I'm talking about bats. I ain't trying to lose you. They were able to hide in caves. They were able to adapt. They were able to fly away from danger. So they've been getting exposed to these nanotechs for a long time. We're talking about probably 100,000 to millions of years. They were getting exposed to it. So they survive. Okay, they survive the great cleansing, the reset, and even talk about it in your Bible with Noah's Ark, the great flood. Okay, when I was doing research on Noah's Ark and then other religions talking about it, they using different names. I didn't know Noah, Gigamills, or all these different names he got. He was inside that ark for 371 days. That's over a year. He was inside the ark. They say it was two of each animal. It's not possible. How are you gonna feed them for over a year? I, I think they were using DNA. He took DNA from each of the animals with the different blood types of that animal and stored it. But the horseshoe bat got exposed to the nanotechs. Okay. I also want to say with the corona virus, it's a family of viruses from the flu to the cold to this mysterious um, virus that's going around killing people. This thing is ancient. Okay, it's real ancient. So we're going back on who made it. You can call them angels, gods. I call them aliens. The Hewadim. You can call them the Nephilim, whatever. I'm calling them aliens. They're the ones who made it to take out certain type of species because they needed this planet. They needed the resources. They needed all that stuff. And when they did that, they took out 75% of the species on this planet, and there's only was left 25%. Okay. Uh, I want to fast forward. I'm telling you the origin on where the virus came from, because the virus is a nanotech. They don't know if it's dead or alive, but it's programmed to seek out and destroy. Um, People like where the virus where the virus came from. You got to realize I'm about to come to a little bit. I'm gonna fast forward, come up. We're gonna. I call it stars. My wife say, no, you're supposed to call it stars, stars or whatever. Back in 2002, 2003, there was an outbreak in China and Hong Kong of stars. killed about 800 people. Very, very contagious. Attacked the respiratory system. Formed ammonia. Killed about 800 to 1,000 people. Started in China. They're talking about from chickens or whatever. Nah, that was a biological weapon. Okay? That was a biological weapon. Y'all fail to realize after World War One, after World War Two, wait, after World War Two, America and Russia, they were allies and they won the war. Then they started dividing up the world because they was the two superpowers. They were making bioweapons, not just nuclear bombs. Germany was making them too, okay? But they were making bioweapons. Nuclear bombs last resort. But what about if you don't want to destroy the city, you just want to take out the population? They're making bioweapons. So, well, my theory, I I believe around the end of the 90s, early 2000, China got scars from the Russians. Because that's who they ally. America wasn't going to be giving China, their enemy, uh, no biological weapons that they can use against them. Russia gave China stars in the late 90s, early 2000. They were experimenting with it, and one of the doctors got it. That's how it got out. One of the doctors who was working at the lab was using it, trying to make it a little bit more dangerous. It got out. China covered it up. World Organization didn't do their job. They got away with one. Then, up in wait, then a few years later, up in 2011, it was an outbreak of MERS in Saudi Arabia. I think China and Russia set that up so it can, so China can cover its butt. Like, oh, it's spreading all over the world. They talking about from a bat to a camel. That's nah, China let that out. Okay? Or Russia to cover themselves. It's just a theory. I'm just following the breadcrumbs on my research. So that was in 2011. World Organization dropped the ball again on a biological weapon. They dropped the ball. All right. Now we're coming to 2019. It happens again in early October. People getting sick. Chinese government covering it up. Of the new type of ammonia. Dude said it looked like stars, and people just dying. Chinese government knew what it was. He stopped all the domestic flights in China, but he still had people coming because he didn't want to destroy his economy. And he still had international flights going all over the world. And he knew people, the government of China, with the CCP, they knew people were infected and spreading it all over the world because they was trying to cover it up. They didn't care because they knew they was in trouble. How they gonna cover it up this time? It was too late. It's already been spreading. So that's why we going on. That's why we in this predicament right now. Yeah, the more research I've been doing with the origin, with that first outbreak that happened in 2003, the SCARS, Took out 1,000 people. It was a weaker form. It was able to isolate it from Hong Kong, China to Canada. It was a weaker version of it. But that was 2003. Then they did a little another experiment from where it got let out again in 2011 up in Saudi Arabia. Now, 2019, it's more deadlier. It's more dangerous. It's been reports people been getting the virus. Their body fight it off. They're negative now. They test them again. 2 months later, they positive again. They're like, wait a minute. It's just traces of it. It's just a messed up, a faulty test. Look, these governments opened up the Pandora's box of probably the end of us, the end of civilization. If you do the research, they biologically engineered this scar virus that they got from Russia. They engineered it with the flu. This thing act like the flu. It's on surfaces, it's in the air, it's very contagious. It act like the flu, so they put some flu inside the scar. China did this, engineered it. Then they put the AIDS virus inside of this virus. You can like, how you know that? How you know? You're not a doctor. Whoop, whoop, whoop. If you do the research, follow the breadcrumbs. This virus act like the flu, but it attack your respirating system like scars. It's contagious like the flu, and then it can be negative, but you're still positive like AIDS. It reduplicate itself like AIDS, hijacking the cell to copy itself. Then your immune system trying to fight it off is fighting so hard. It's not the virus that's really taking you out. It's your immune system and gravity. Because it's gravity, gravity when you jump up, gravity pull you right back down. It's the gravity that most of the virus in your ribs, in your lungs, is at the bottom because of the gravity. So that's why the hydroxychloroquine, that malaria drug, the president was like, take that, but that's not gonna cure you. People say I got cured from by taking that pill. No, your body just fought it off. You're not cured. You're still asymptomatic. When there's no cure for this. They're talking about, well, we're gonna do antibodies. All you're gonna do is infect others. When you get this virus, it's a death sentence. There's no cure. No antibody is gonna work. No vaccination is gonna work. They don't have a cure for scars. They don't have a cure for the common cold or the flu. They don't have a cure for AIDS. You get it, you dead. You're gonna die. That's why they don't want to tell people this. It started in China. They reported 21 million people shut off their phones up in China on the underground YouTube thing where people are trying to sneak out stuff and tell stuff. You should watch other news. Just don't watch American news because they're going to sugarcoat it. 21 million people are missing in China. Caught it or just came up missing. We like, oh, they know by the phones. People ain't paid their phone bill. That's why. In China, you got to use your phone bill. Your cell phone bill to see if you have a green card to travel throughout the country, a red, you can stay in your city. You need your cell phone to pay your rent for a whole bunch of stuff. You can't be walking around without no cell phone. China covering up their numbers. They don't want to tell the world they let something out that's going to probably kill our whole species off. There's no cure, so they exterminated 21 million people. That's why they're hiding their numbers. People reporting they're having it, going negative. They saying they get reinfected. You get reinfected. You never got rid of it. It's not just destroying your respiratory system where you can't breathe. It's destroying your liver, your kidneys, your heart. This is a deadly nanotech virus that was let out because China was trying to make a weapon just in case they had to back up North Korea or they went to war with America off of fear. Now that it's out, they're trying to cover it up so they don't have to pay restitution or all these debts that these countries are going to have for not they're gonna have to pay, so they don't want to pay all that money. They want to act like, oh, we don't know what's going on. It didn't come from here, blah blah blah. You need to tell the truth, cause y'all gotta realize what you're dealing with. You don't know what you're dealing with. You can stay in place, but the virus still outside. It was reports of tigers getting it at the zoo, dogs, cat. When I look at the underground, when it first started with the news for China, they were burning all their pigs and ducks, talking about they had the swine flu and the NH1 flu, so they had to destroy them. It's a lie. The virus is in the food chain, it's in the water, it's in the air. You get it, it's a death sentence. That's why they're exterminating people, because they know it's like you having cancer in your breast. You're gonna cut off the breast to save the rest of the body, to save your life. They made a decision. They're exterminating. If United States confine the graves or the cremation things on their satellites, they'll see them. They're exterminating. And, that might be the only way to save their country, civilization, deal with the rest later. But they're not telling us the right genome that they use in all these countries are making vaccinations and they missing pieces of it. You're going to mess around and make something else. Y'all need the United Nations, everybody need to tell China they need to release the whole sequence of the genetic code, or we're going to have to come over there. Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Everything as you know is about to change. Where money don't mean nothing. Everything gonna collapse. Governments, everything. We're gonna go into the dark ages. I hope I'm wrong. This is just a theory. I hope I'm wrong. I'm just following the breadcrumbs. I hope I'm wrong. But this is just a theory with me following the breadcrumbs. This coronavirus is SARS, the flu, and HIV mixed probably with something else. So instead of you just trying to look for one vaccination or one pill, you need to throw a combination at this thing to try to beat it. But we got to make another arc, because civilization as we know it is about to collapse. This stuff been around for a long time. I was doing research. These nanotechs been around for a long time. Rome reported something that was killing everybody. They had to seal off the city because it was very contagious, killing people. I think it was Ebola, but they don't know what it was. Even from Athena, I know y'all know the Spartacus, that movie. They was talking about Athena, where a disease hit, killed 50 just killed like just about everybody in the city. Took them out. These nanotechs have been around since the dinosaurs. It's an ancient weapon. And China reactivated by mixing these viruses. They reactivated and they need to be deactivated. Once you get it, you got it for life. You're gonna always show a positive, but you say, "Oh, I'm negative. I beat it. I got antibody." No, you don't. You're gonna walk out there and be asymptomatic and still infecting people, and you think you're negative. You got antibodies. You can't get it no more. You infecting others. Russia, China, and if America has something to do with it, they need to come forward, stop bullshitting before there be a lot of dead bodies around here. People talk, oh, black people get it. And Mexicans get it. Look, let me tell you something. I'm speaking to the black people now. When they announced when this stuff came out, I know what y'all was doing. Y'all was like, oh, it don't affect black people. And y'all was kicking it, having your little smoke stations, smoking that weed, and passing to your partner smoke. Boom, you got it. You sharing weed, breathing the air. Oh, we can't get it, or I'm young. That's why a lot of, and then I saw, my auntie said this, and I saw it on TV. I said, I'm going to church. I got the blood of Jesus. I'm going to be protected. Yeah, you got infected, and you know what happened. Got to stay away from people. You got to stay away from animals. Dogs, cats, they got it. They breathing this stuff out. They got a video on YouTube up in Japan. They show the virus when somebody coughs, sneeze, or just talking. You can get it by just talking to somebody. You can get this virus. And the research I did, you do need to stay in the house because the more you get exposed, the more you're going to get sick. See, President Trump, he just worrying about these rich folks getting their business. He ain't telling you the truth. He wants you to go back to work. We worrying about the economy. I know you got to work to pay your rent and this and that. They need to stop everything. Rents, payments, everything. Because this is serious right now. The more you go outside, the more you get infected. The more it do damage to your organs. The more it take time off your life. You can wear a mask, shield. This stuff is going to cut your life big time. We got to make an arc. The ones who've been tested, they need to go to the North Pole. The virus don't like the cold. It's going to freeze it. It ain't going to kill it. It's going to freeze it. So it's not going to go to the North Pole. We need to go underwater. Make underwater cities. We got to let this stuff burn itself out. Well, Noah, when it went down back in the ancient times, he was in his ship for over a year, isolated, with other people who didn't have it. We got to go away for a whole year. Everything got to be shut down. We got to start this for 1 or 2 years. But then again, we got it still. We can make treatments, but I don't know. We're probably 10, 20 years away from a cure. We might have to genetically alter ourselves to some type of form of different species to beat this. You just ain't going to take no magic pill or no vaccination is going to be over. I don't know how many. I just identified 3 different types of viruses in this one. It may be more than that. This stuff is deep. I was looking on YouTube and I saw where America engineered viruses, the new biological weapon, where they made polio from scratch without even using the polio vaccination. It tells you on the internet how to make bioweapons. It tells you on the internet how to make a bioweapon. They say, oh, this is a new code or flu format. It's a bioweapon. The proof that I have with bat scars that have other corona families in it. Bird, the flu. They catch birds when they go to the east, and then when they come back to the west, they catch them, and they test all the different types of birds. And the most flus that the birds have, that's what they make your flu vaccination off. Monkeys, chimpanzee carry the HIV virus. They were able to get adapted to the virus where it don't kill them. But some scientists took it out to make a biological weapon because they know people love to have sex, and that's a good way to kill people. They made that in Africa. When people start traveling around the world, where you can be on the other side of the world in 15 hours with a plane, that's how it started spreading when it started going to these developed worlds. These undeveloped countries, they didn't care, but when it started making to the developed world, that's when it became a problem. World War I, that was a biological weapon. Spanish flu, that was a biological weapon. I don't know if the Germans made it, America, or Britain. One of them made it, and that killed over 150 million people. This stuff been around for a long time, and governments make them as a weapon to kill people. Okay? This one got out on an accident. I don't think China did this on purpose. I hope not. Because it's affecting their own people. It's affecting everybody. I think this was an accident. They just need to come forth before we don't have no more people. Before money don't mean nothing, countries, nothing don't mean nothing. We're going to be back in the dark ages. So I'm just trying to inform you about this virus. You got a pet, get rid of it. Your dog got it, your cat got it, even the insects have it. And they gotta breathe CO2. And when they exhale, it's carbon monoxide. Now got a virus in it. It's something else. And you have to breathe. You gotta eat. It's in the food chain. It's in the water. It's never gonna go away until we purify the air by having machines cleaning out the air. We start not just testing people, we got to test the animals and insects too. We're going to probably have to start making cities that's isolated where it's detecting what got the virus, what don't. Hovercrafts flying around checking, also helping cleaning the air out. We might have to start having underwater cities because it's in the air. So I don't know. It probably can't go in the water. We might have to change our food chain, start eating fish and other stuff in the sea, and because the food is contaminated. And he said, we don't know. We got some of the most sophisticated scientists in the world. They're holding back. They're not telling you everything. They're telling you bits and pieces of it. But this stuff is going to be here for a long time because an ancient weapon got reactivated. You don't know what you so worrying about getting conquered. You're going to make something up. You're going to fool with stuff you don't have no business fooling with. You don't know what you're messing with. You don't know what you're messing with. This stuff, these biological weapons, took out 75% of the species on this planet. 75%. Now y'all trying to take out the other 25%. Look, the Bible tell you a little bit. You gotta read more than one book. You gotta go to the where it all started, and then make a paper trail to the present. This stuff is gonna be around for a long time. If you got it for life. You know, my doctor. Why you gotta wait on the government to tell you? Okay. Everybody waiting on the government. The government gonna take care of this. The government gonna take care. They ain't taking care of nothing. You know what they doing? They worrying about their own. They probably making an ark for their group of people because they know the shit about to hit the fan. The shit already hit the fan, but this stuff is all bad. It's all bad right now. I know you gotta take care of your family. I know I might have to go back to work, but I'm gonna go out with my mask. I'm gonna have my mask on, okay? Cause it's entering through the head, a hole in the head. It's entering through the mouth, the nose, the eyes, or the ears. When I go out, I'm gonna have my mask on. That not the N95 mask, or you can make one. I'm gonna have something covering my eyes, a face shield. I'm gonna have some plugs in my ear. I'm gonna have me a neck fan blowing whatever that's trying to get in my face is blowing it away. Whatever trying to come, I'm gonna have me. I just ordered on Amazon fan that you can put on your neck. Y'all gonna be laughing. I don't care. It's blowing that stuff away. It's trying to come. Nope. Something blowing it away. Have on gloves. So I'm gonna try to buy myself some time and my family some time. Some people listen. Some people like, this fool don't know what he talking about. That big black fat ugly looking motherfucker don't know what he talking about. I'm gonna wait on the government. He don't know what he talking about. Facebook might say, this is a scam. They don't know. Nobody knows. So why my stuff gotta be, I don't know what I'm talking about. Man, I've been doing research on this stuff when it first came out. I've been following other investigators, looking at their work, doing all type of stuff. I love this shit. I breathe this. So, I'm telling you, do your homework. Why are you waiting on for somebody else to answer something to tell you what to do? You need to start making moves on your own. Because the government is already collapsing. Okay? They letting people out of jail. That should be the first sign. Ain't letting criminals out of jail. People losing their job. 22 million people unemployed. People losing their retirement in the stock market. So they can't retire at 62. All these are signs. Bells are going off. People say, I'm going to go to church. I'm going to pray. God don't want no part of what's about to come. He don't want no part of it. Okay? We did this. Mother Nature didn't do this. We did this. The alarms was going off in 2003 when China let the stuff out. That's still a developing country. It's not developed. It's still a developing country. Russia should have never gave them that. Russia gonna have to be held accountable for this too, not just China. This is another theory. I hope this is not interference with the election again. I hope not. I don't want to go off a strip, but China should have never got this biological weapon because they're not qualified to be dealing with it. They were supposed to stop making biological and nuclear weapons since 1992, but Russia lied. They made supersonic missiles. They signed a treaty, which is a piece of paper, and kept on making these biological weapons and these nuclear weapons and these missiles that can go faster than sound. They still making weapons of mass destruction. But let me see if I went over most of the stuff because I want to talk about treatment, but I don't want to make this video too long. But I just want to just tell y'all. Just want to give you a heads up. This is Revelation. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you don't like it, well, but I'm gonna be signing out. Last time I made a video, I got some people saying some horrible things. Hey, if you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. Cause I'm from the hood. If you got a problem with me, you can come see me. We can meet up. So please, don't come talking to me crazy. Cause hey, I grew up in the hood, and I take it there with you. So please don't start no messing. There ain't gonna be none. I'm talking about a theory. I could be wrong. This is my theory with my investigation that I've been doing for the last few months on the coronavirus. Okay? And following the paper trail and the breadcrumbs. Please don't threaten me. Please don't talk crazy to me if you don't like it. If you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. I'm just trying to voice my opinion. You know, you need to be worrying about your family. You can listen, be like, okay, he got some good information, or you can be like, oh, this fool crazy, and do whatever. But don't be sending me messages like you want to come hurt me or do whatever, because I will defend myself to the fullest. So I want to end on this note. Revelation signing off. Good night.